Okay, so I took the XP Deus 2 out on a water hunt. Love it, love the tones, love the bone conduction headphones. However, I don't like a few things, and that is the wire. So we're going to put the wire, what I did was I drilled a hole right up here, and we're going to run that wire up through. A good way of getting that wire, because there's a little bit of a piece here that's going to have to get pulled through. You're going to want to tie some fishing string, and we're going to send it down through that hole like the old days on the Explorers, and we'll thread that through. Try that. Actually tied a little screw to the fishing string, and then we'll send it down the hole. You need a little counterweight because sometimes that fishing string will get caught up in that hole, and we'll shake it down and roll it through. See how it came out the other end? You got plenty of extra to play with. Now we're going to tie the antenna piece on and pull that up through the hole. Okay, it's up through the hole. So I'm going to go over to Lowe's and get a little grommet. Try to patch that when that's through, but that's good. Came right through. I'll cut the string and then we'll attach it. Which detector are you going to use?
This one.
That one?
I don't know. This one's got way too many gadgets. I don't know.
Actually, you just set those and forget those. You pretty much don't have to move them around too much. That little thing there is the guard, so you don't knock the rotary things off. This is a tonal machine. See, you don't need a visual ID when you're metal detecting. You go by tone. Back in the old days when I was detecting, I had the Sovereign the X2 Sovereign, XS2, and there was no meter. They had a cheap meter that you could try to calibrate, and it never calibrated right. So it was a little meter. It looked like a little quartz clock, and it was never accurate. It was mostly tonal machines. There was no visual ID, so you could tell by the tone. The lower the tone, it would be a certain low tone would be gold, high would be silver. Most of the time you'd be indiscriminate. Some guys worked out a pinpoint because they got greater depth.
Now what about coins?
Coins were the same. High tones would be coins, but it was a different tone for everything, and you'd have to learn the tones. And this was the machine to own back in the 90s when it first came out. They had the swords. I was one of the first guys to get the Explorers. The Explorers were the earlier version Manicores and the Equinoxes. The Explorers were great. I had a Garrett GTI 2500 I bought in 1999 from Calico. And when the Explorer came out, I remember I took it out on the beach, and the first day I sold the Garrett. Got the Explorer, and I never looked back, and I'll never ever own another machine, except I was a Mine Lab guy for years, but now this XP came along. I just hot rodded this one.
I was just going to say, you just did some work to it today.
I ran the wire underneath, comes up the shaft, and then I put a grommet up here, and it comes out, because you got to have this. This is a wireless coil. You have to have a wire from here to here, or it won't talk if it's in water. If it's out of water, you're okay. But this thing is good on gold. It's 45 kilohertz, which means small gold, like everything in your box, will end up in my box.
No.
No?
Everything that's in your box is going to end up in my box. I already told you, this was coming over.
No.
This was coming over.
Hey, wait a minute.
I forgot. This one was coming over.
I recognize this ring. Where did that go?
That is a beautiful ring. We just polished it the other night, too. Yeah. Doesn't it look beautiful?
Yeah, yep. You've got that one, and you got your Mother's Day ring. Look at that one.
That one was not an easy find, but like, what do I want to call it? A miracle find?
And you got your broken gold. That's very yellow. That's going to be 18 karat. So you got some gold. You're doing okay. This possibly is. I got to still check that over. And but you did good. You got a nice big silver chain there. This was a heartbreaker.
It was.
Yeah, I thought that was gold.
It looks really pretty, but
so well built. And you got your green Bobby Dazzler.
Yeah, I was bummed that it wasn't real.
We got that too the other day. So yeah, we're doing good, but no, back to the XP.
Oh, then I got this one too, remember?
Oh yeah, I like that stone. Yeah.
The stone is really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all so far.
And then I got these 2 silver rings.
And the busiest time of the year is coming now.
And then my whale's tail.
Oh yeah, your whale's tail. Look at that. That is a whale of a tail. Nice. Some pretty weird jewelry you find, you know. But I remember one day, it was back in the 90s. I'm trying to think about this story. It was a ring, and it was something funny. It was it was the junkiest ring you ever seen. It was made out of tin. This guy came up to me and Dawn on the beach, and he says, "If you find this ring, I need it back." And we were like, "Well, you know, we thought it was like, you know, gold with diamonds." And nope, it was a junk black ring. It was said baby something. It was the funniest thing I ever. It was just things you remember when you detect. But it was hilarious. We did find the ring, but I don't know. But back to the story of the detectors here. Yeah, so I ran the antenna wire up the shaft, and I drilled the hole in a funny spot here.
Up here?
Yeah, I put the hole up high because I basically wanted to move that shaft down to make this where I can dive, and then I can extend it out fully to do shallow water surfs without diving. I can stand, but I can also drop it down the dive. I didn't want to do the hole before here because I see a lot of videos. If you could just open that, simply click that. Let me click it down. Okay, that's the cam lock. And pull. Nope, other way. There you go. Pull that back. Keep going. See, because the wire's in the shaft, so I can extend this out. But if you drill the hole here, okay, or here, you can't push the handle down. So you can't push the handle, right? So now you're kind of screwed. So you want to get the handle down to here and then lock it. And then you want to pull this back. And you're like, well, what does it matter, Mike? All right? You want to pull that forward. So you're like, what does this matter? What does all this mean? There's a reason. This machine, there's one big flaw. I'm going to turn this pinpointer on. You see these cam locks? They're made out of steel.
Yep.
They should have made those out of plastic.
Right.
And this is not metal, but this is metal. But if you move that cam lock all the way down, you're creating a field underneath, so that causes the machine to faults.
Oh.
So that's why you got to have that up here. Now I'm going to get the DetectEd carbon fiber shaft. I'll just pull it out and rethread it through. The carbon fiber makes this more sturdy, but you have to have that plug up top there because, like I say, that shaft will ring out. So that little cam lock there will ring out. So now you don't have that problem on the Excalibur.
What's this?
Okay, that is going to hold. If this pops off, because this is removable.
Okay.
If this pops off and I lose it, guess what? It's lost. This thing, I bought a new lock system where I'm going to replace this black thing.
Yep.
And it's going to lock the pod on, but it's also going to attach this lanyard to the pod, to the back here. So it's a dual. I'll show it when I put it on. It's going to lock this on so you won't lose it. Oh. It's a cool system. I just picked that up too. And I got a couple of these antenna holders down here, the plastic ones.
I see. It's like right around.
Yeah. And you could pull this all the way back and lock it, but you don't have to because you can get a special piece. These 2 Phillips heads come out, and the new piece goes in. It's got a plastic piece that this will attach to, so we'll never lose it in case it ever pops off. But that's the key is you want to be able to have this short enough to dive with, but then fully extend it. And if you want to hold this, I'll show them. You can fully extend this out if you watch this. Let me bring it over here. Now see this? See? And the wire's inside. The wire was catching all kinds of algae and weeds, and I didn't like that. But what I can do is, and I only want to go to like 3, 'cause you get wobble. And that's why I'm putting the carbon fiber on there too. But I can pull that back. Now I can go with water, and say I want to get the compressor. So what I do is I go, okay, I want to go compressor. Okay, so I'm going to push this up, okay, like that. But I don't want to bring that all the way down because that, remember, it has the steel pin.
Right.
And that coil's going to pick it up. But that's far enough where it shouldn't pick it up on the coil. So I'll lock the cams, put my arm in, and it's still good enough to go water hunting with. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would be too long if it was fully extended. So it's a smart thing. Plus you don't have the wire bouncing. The problem is your lakes, you got trees and sticks. In the video, like the dive video, there's sticks and leaves, and they'll grab that wire and pull on it, and it's a pain.
But the only thing I didn't like was when I tried it on.
Yep.
This hit like right here on my muscle.
And this goes back to the Excalibur. So where's the visual ID on this? There isn't one. So really, this is a tonal machine too. You really don't even need this. I can look at it like this. You can move it back and forth. So there, if you want to look at the numbers, you can do that. But personally, if it's me, I'm going to be going by tone. I don't even look really at the ID numbers in the water. Because I lived with this for so long that I know. But this is a good machine. This is 45 kilohertz, and you can get tiny gold. This isn't. This, you're going to miss some stuff. This is an old machine. This is only like 16 frequencies. Back in the day, this was the top dog. Now this is. So, but sweet machine, and I like that modification is going to help. So I put a little rubber grommet there, ran that up, and like I say, it's hidden now. And then I'll get the detected shaft, and I'll get the lock system. I'll just unscrew that, pull the pod off, put the new lock system in. That hooks on to the top. There's a latch. So this hooks on permanently, and this won't pop off. And you're good to go. You pretty much got a water machine. And you could probably bring this up a little closer too if you wanted to. And go like that. Just like that. But you don't want to have this right on the tip because it will false. So
you don't think that's too close now?
No, I don't. I mean, I was in the water and I wasn't getting a lot of falsing, and that was pretty close down to the bottom when I had in the water. So as long as you got some space up, you're okay. And that's why when you buy a metal detector, you don't have steel washers, steel nuts. It's all plastic. Because if it was steel, it would create a field. It's steel up here. It creates a field down here. And you get your faults. You think you have something under the coil and you don't. And it's because of it's reading this up top. Because you can, if you dig something, you can go like this as well as like that. You don't have to put your hand under the coil because the field is coming up too. So that's why
I always thought the main target was like right here in the center.
It is. And you could use the pinpoint button, but usually when you're dead center of the coil, that's where it is. So you target. But that's the key though, is you don't want to get falsing on these machines. And this wire won't false. I don't think I'd put the wire around here because it may cause a field, but this wire won't affect it. So this should be perfect. And like I say, I'll get the straight carbon fiber and put that in, just a lower rod, and I'll get the locking mechanism, put it here, and it should be good to go. So,
maybe try it this week?
Yeah, if it comes in, it's ready to go now, to be honest. So, but that's a good machine, and this still works. This is an Anderson. This is an Anderson shaft. But the only thing is, and I wish Mine Lab would get away from the round shafts, because the round shafts will spin, the coils spin. And if you look at this, like you probably see it on your machine, your Equinox.
It does spin, yes.
Well, what's this difference? This is square. And it's not going to spin, and it's got the cam locks. These cam locks are the same as the older Explorers, and it was the same deal. And what you would have to do is you take fishing line, and that's how I got this. I got this through the drain hole on the bottom, ran it up. You got to take a piece of fishing line, drill that out. I got it in the video here. So you run the fishing line down, tie it onto that, and you just pull it up through. I saw a couple of other guys, they'd string the wire up here. I wouldn't do that. There's no need to, because the wires now, you got plenty in here of play, so you can fully extend it or fully contract it. So that's what I did. But I don't know. We'll see if it works. You can pick your poison here if you want to go against me. So in the water, you're going to dive, right?
When the weather gets warmer.
There's only one. I looked.
It's too cold right now.
I was so worried about you yesterday. I was thinking about water snakes, and I looked it up.
Ooh, water snakes.
There's only one water snake in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It's the northern water snake,
And?
it's not venomous, so you don't have to worry.
Still not a fan of snakes.
No?
No.
So.
I'd rather see a spider.
So yeah, that's the two big machines. I like the Legend in the water too. That really worked well. That got that big ring, so you could use the Legend. That folds down a little bit too, so you can use it to dive with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely go with the Excalibur. So, but the Excalibur, but I really like the XP. So it's really good, and the tone that comes out of the bone conduction headphones is really good. It's a big difference. You know, I had the CTX with the Grey Ghost amphibians, but that didn't put out. It's like it pulls out. It puts a null tone out. The tone isn't as rich as it should be, I don't think. The Excalibur tone is good. These Koss headphones are good, but they're very. If you wear these in the water for a long time, they're very uncomfortable. That's the one problem. Yeah, they're very uncomfortable. And you could get the ones, you could get padding and put it in there and or change it out, but it's a pain in the ass, you know. Back in the day, we used to put the watt coils, the big orange 15-inch coil on the Excaliburs, and you'd have to clip the wire, and they sold a waterproof connector that went in. And the watts were the rage back in the day. Everybody had one.
You know, I had one. I'm worried about with my glasses. I can't see anything without them.
You can't?
No.
You think you could put them in the mask?
I don't know.
No? Well, no mask for you then. Oh well.
I don't know.
Yeah, the diving thing, once I get the weights, I got 2 more weights I'm adding to the weight belt. I should be able to get out there now with these 2 machines and really do pretty well. So, but we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I just got to get the going to get a small lower shaft, carbon fiber, and then the locking piece up top, and I'll probably get a couple of plastic. I know they're using zip ties down here, but I'll just pick up a few more of these little plastic holders. So.
Where's your butterfly? You had a butterfly.
I got stuff I haven't even put in there. I found.
Oh, I was like, where's your butterfly? Because I know you got a butterfly too.
I don't know. I got a ton of stuff I haven't even put in here, but I got a ton. I got 150 silver coins this year. So I've had in 4 months, because this is all from Christmas, all these finds from Christmas night. Yeah. 4 months, I've done spectacular. I'm very happy so far. And I haven't even tried yet. And I've got 50 to 100 water hunts I got to go do. And I don't even have the time to do that. Plus the beach. Beach season opens in another week or 2. So get ready. You'll get a whole bunch of new finds, new depositors showing up. So, well, that's it. You'll see us out with these new machines, Legend and XP Deus in the water. I got the Equinox 900 and Manticore. Maybe we'll do some water hunts with them. But I got enough water machines and the compressors. So.
God, listen to that rain out there. It is pouring again.
Yeah, that's why I took today to mod that, so I wouldn't have to do it another day. So. All right, well, we'll put some more videos up this week. We got another water hunt coming up, so maybe Susan will go in. You want to go into your ankles? Susan's afraid of water.
I'm not afraid of water. It's just too cold. I don't like to be cold.
It's not that cold. All right. Well,
if it was in the 80s, I'd be fine.
The 80s.
In the 80s, yeah. I'm a warm-blooded person.
I know,
like to be
I can
warm.
tell.
I don't like to be cold.
Yeah. Cold therapy's good though. It gets the blood moving. So, but we'll see what happens. It's been pretty good though. So, thanks for watching, and Susan appreciates you subbing her channel, and please subscribe. Thanks a lot.